Hello and welcome back, my beautiful froggy army, to another video. We are back for part 2 of looking at your squishmallow collections. About a month ago, I sent out a form for my audience and subscribers to fill out and submit pictures of your squishmallow collection. So today we're going to be looking at some more. Part 2 was highly requested, so here I am giving the people what they want. I'm super excited to get into this today. So if you haven't checked out the first one, I highly recommend doing so. But we're going to go ahead and get started on round 2. So let's go ahead and dive right in. But just a quick little reminder, I do have my Switch Lite case available in my merch store, which is linked down below. If you have a Switch Lite and you want a super cute Froggy Crossing official merch case for your Switch Lite, check it out, link down below. Thank you so much for the support on them so far. I very much appreciate it. Okay, but now let's actually get into the video. I had to start off our video today with another very satisfying squishmallow net. This net is from the user Pretty Pink Squish, and oh my goodness, does that name fit perfectly with this squishmallow net. I love it so much. It is so precious and sweet. I love all the pink squish in here, and we even have a sneaky little frog in the middle there, which I appreciate. Along with all of our squish in the net, we also have some clips lining the outside, and I love those. I love the little flower shelves. Those are so cute. And then we also have like a little line of even more clips, and we have kind of like a rainbow going on the wall, and even some squish on the bottom. I see some bats and some balanas, so this is super cute. I love this one so much. I love me a good net, and this one is so satisfying, so thank you so much for sharing with us. They say, I started collecting about 2 years ago. My first exposure to squish was from watching your videos, my videos. I used to collect webkins when I was a kid, so getting back into collecting plushies makes me feel like a kid again. And it's so fun having a wholesome common interest with people. I completely agree, and I'm so glad that I could inspire you and I relate on the webkins aspect. So thank you so much for sharing your collection with us. I hope you get more pink squish to fill in your net. Moving on, our next picture comes from Ash_N_collectibles, and I just love a good wall of squish. Our friend here has an amazing collection. They obviously very much love cows because we've got all those Connors and Ronnies, all of those Cadens and Evangelicas and Reshmas, and a bunch of Balanas, and of course they also love the bats. I see so many bats. They have quite a few Halloween squish because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 whole shelves dedicated to Halloween. I admire the dedication. And then we also have like some farm animals, some goats. I see a little bird shelf with Babs and Avery. I love that. Octopus shelf. We've even got some Pusheen mixed in here. And I love that there's some other plushies also. We've got like some Hello Kitties and Kirby's and Rillakumas on the bottom. And I even see a little sneaky Isabel and Tom Nook in there. So we've got a nice variety here, but everything is just like so satisfyingly arranged. I feel like they're all really well organized. And again, just love that wall of squish. Beautiful chef's kiss. And I always love when collections kind of have like that duality of, oh, I love the really pastel and soft ones, and I also love the dark Halloween spooky ones. Like I like that there's both mixed in here. I think that's really fun and really cool. And they say, I honestly started collecting after seeing your shelves in your face reveal video, and squishmallows mean a lot to me because I made an international 18+ Discord where I've met so many close friends. My favorites are Kaden and the multicolored tentacle octos. That is so sweet. And I can't believe the inspo was the face reveal video from years ago at this point. And I think a lot of people can definitely relate in squishmallows bringing them friends. I've literally made friends because of squishmallows. It's really awesome. So I definitely can feel that sentimental value because these silly little plushies have actually done like a lot for us in many different ways. The next picture comes from Emma, and this is an adorable little setup. I loved this one so much because I love all the different kind of like displays going on here. So we've got that little shelf in the corner, which is so cute, and we've got a bunch of purple squish and even some Kirby's, and then we've got like this really cool shelving unit that's kind of like a staircase shape. I think that's so cool. So you have some inside of the little cubes and you have some on top, and I really got a kick out of the little Squishville jail, whatever that is so funny and cute. I love it so much. And they even managed to put some clips lips on the outside as well. So I just thought this was really fun. And to top it all off, the purple wall, beautiful, pulls it all together. But yeah, my favorite part about this one was the Squishville jail. I just thought it was so funny and it really tickled me. And I love all the different types of squish here. There's not necessarily a certain theme that I can pin down. At least we've got like a little pink section right on top in the middle there. We've got a little cube that's full of like food squish. And I see all kinds of little babies. Avery, I see Glenna, I see some octopi, Brina, I see the little like Miri lemonade moth. I love that one. And of course, Bigfoots and cows, of course, of course. So Emma says, my name is Emma and I got my first squishmallow when I was 7, but started collecting them 2 years ago. I love squish hunting. My absolute favorite squishmallow is Caprine, and I hope to have all the Bigfoots someday. But thank you so much for sharing with us, and I hope that the Squishville can thrive in their Squishmallow jail. Now, our next submission didn't leave me a name or anything, but they have the absolute sweetest little bed with Squishmallows on it. I absolutely love this, and I love like the little flowers on the top and the sheets, and it's all very like soft and super aesthetic. And we have all kinds of Squishmallows here, ranging from those pancakes that I love from Target, that giant pancake stack, and I see frogs, I see some Sanrio, I see Bigfoots, even some bunnies, a little Brooke and Omar, so cute. And also bonus points for the Froggy Crossing coloring book on the floor with the frog plushie. I just am absolutely jealous of anyone who can store Squishmallows or keep Squishmallows on their bed, because I just cannot do that. Even my normal pillows get knocked onto my floor all the time, and my cats sleep on my bed and they would like absolutely knock down all of my Squishmallows. So I just like to admire the Squishmallow bed setups because I can't have them. So I'm jealous. I'm jealous. But they say, hey Froggy, I've been watching you since Pelican Bay. I'm 11 and I love Squishmallows, Sanrios, frogs, and dogs. I only actually started collecting about 1.5 years ago. It's only when I realized, whoa, I have a lot of these, so I started collecting. Squishmallows are really just a way for me to fill my room full of squishy, bright, happy faces. I totally feel that. I also love filling up my room with squishy, bright, happy faces, but I absolutely love your squish bed. Thank you so much for sharing. This next collection comes from Fire.fly, and I, of course, had to share this one because it's all frogs. I absolutely love it, and we even have a lot of frog plushies here that are not Squishmallows, but I thought that you guys would appreciate it. I see Froggy Webkins, I see Froggy Squishmallows, I see a little Froggy Palm Pal, some Build-A-Bears, even some crochet froggies, and I'm pretty sure that's a big squishable frog in the back as well. But this is so cool. I really love this net. Like, of course, being a froggy girl myself, I can appreciate it, but I can double appreciate that the net has the little tassels and the little vines everywhere. Just really makes this all come together, you know, in beautiful frogalicious glory. So they say, I started collecting Squishmallows back in college, and after a few months I realized that I felt as though I was collecting for other people and not myself. I was buying the super popular and rare Squishmallows even if I didn't like them. Hence I started my frog collection. I started collecting frog Squishmallows and stuffies, and Squishmallows that I really loved and made me happy even if no one else seemed to love them as much. I feel like a lot of us can relate to that as well, of like getting sucked into that kind of hype, and we kind of end up buying some things just because like everybody else wants them, and we feel like, oh, I guess everybody else wants them, so I need to have them too. I've definitely felt that before, and I've bought Squishmallows which later I just ended up donating or giving away or selling, and it was just because in that moment I felt like, oh my god, I really need this one, it's a popular one, I need to buy it. And I think there's also no shame in buying all the popular ones. If that's what you really like and you just love every single popular Squishmallow that comes out, then that is awesome too. But I hope that we can all find the Squishmallows and the plushies that bring us genuine joy and happiness, because I think that's what they're all about. This next photo also comes from someone who did not leave me a name or anything, but I wanted to show this one. I thought it was very cozy. Like, something about this setup and like the little corner of the room is super cozy, and I just loved the net. First of all, super cute. This net also has those little tassels, and we've got so many cuties, lots of little frogs, and I see dragons, mushrooms, and then we have the shelves on the other side as well. And these shelves remind me so much of my shelves that I had before I moved here into this office. I had something almost identical to this. I can can tell that they stacked two pieces of furniture on each other to make this taller shelf, and that's exactly what I did too, so it's really funny. But this is literally what I would do. I would group them by certain species, or I would group them by certain colors, so I definitely looked at this one. I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of my old shelves. And we have a really big Zozo on top as well, and I was like, okay, yes, anyone with a Zozo, like, yes, absolutely, that's bonus points for me. They have plenty of mushrooms. I see a little Junie, some Averys, I see plenty of cows, Gordons, which I appreciate anyone who collects a lot of Gordons, because I have a lot of Gordons and I feel like a lot of people don't really collect them too much. And of course we have Bigfoots and more Balanas and more cows and some neutral squish towards the bottom. So I just thought this was really nice, really good vibes, very cozy, seems like a nice place to chill and relax and look at the squish. So thank you so much for submitting. They say I started collecting about a year and a half ago, and for me, squishmallows are one of my favorite hobbies and something that makes me happy. And I am so glad to hear that, and I hope it continues to make you happy for forever and ever until you die. No, I'm just kidding. Whenever you want it to. I don't know. This next very chaotic photo comes from Callie Bun, and I loved this picture because we've got so much going on. First of all, we need to acknowledge the dangling Barry B. Benson on the ceiling. I saw that and I started cracking up, and I just absolutely love everything on the wall. I love kind of like the amount of visual clutter that it is. That's definitely like an aesthetic that I really like. Just like all of the little perler beads and the little decorations and all of like the little mini prints and stickers and everything, so cute. But of course we have our actual squishmallows. Once again, this kind of reminded me of my shelves, these like white cube shelves, and they have everything nicely color coordinated. It seems that they also love Bigfoots because they have quite a few, including a Zozo, so we are friends instantly. And also I forgot to acknowledge the more neutral squish up in the squish net in the corner. I can appreciate that as well, so I just love this. Just please continue to spread the little decorations everywhere. Soon we will take over the world. They simply say I started collecting around 2021, and that is also when I started collecting, so twinsies. Thank you so much for sharing, and I just love all of your chaotic decorations. They're so good. This next photo is from Sweet Vivid, and I really liked this one because first of all, they have so many cows up in the front. I love this little line of cows, so very cute. But I also really loved the lights that they added to their shelves. I think that's so smart and genius, and I just love everything being nicely packed and pleasantly arranged. I feel like they're like perfectly arranged, and the little clips hanging on the bottom is also so cute. I love that little line of clips. But yeah, I thought the lights were really smart. I think we all need to start doing this because like this adds such a vibe. So yeah, this just really impressed me, and I was like, why didn't I ever think of doing that? But they say I started collecting in 2022. Squishmallows are just a fun hobby to me. As much as I wish I could have all my Daisos, the hunting is a part of the fun. My favorite Squishmallow is Baby Yoda. Our next collection comes from Olive Tree Soup, and I love this picture because the vibes here are absolutely elite. First of all, we've got Squishmallow net with cute little lights. 10 out of 10. Then we've got the little bookshelf on the top with like the little rainbow little garland thing. I know it's not Squishmallow related, but I had to point it out, okay? And then we've got the little squish couch full of squish, and it just looks so cozy, and I would just love to sit here by the window. And of course they've got all their little instruments as well, but I did notice that there's Squishmallows literally on those as well, and that is so funny. I love that. So yeah, this just looks like totally cozy, totally fun vibes. I would love to sit here. 10 out of 10. And they say, hi, I started collecting around 2019-ish. Squishmallows mean a lot to me. They're so fun and comforting to have around, and the colors, names, and faces just bring me so much joy. I totally relate on them being comforting to have around, and sometimes their faces just bringing you joy, and just you can't even explain it. They just do. So thank you so much for sharing with us. I hope you can sit on your squish couch soon and have a grand time. Our next collection comes from Whittlefish on YouTube, and I loved this shelf because it is so satisfying and aesthetic. I just love like the pastels. We've got Brina, we've got Reshma, we've got cute little chickens, cows, we have Junie, Pilar, Meadow. Everyone is just so sweet. We have so many sweet babies, and just a few clips on this really cute little like panel clipped on there like so aesthetically. I just think think this was so nice. And I thought it would be nice also to show a collection that doesn't have a whole wall of squish, you know. We gotta give some love for the smaller collections as well because they are still so cute and I love them so much. They say my boyfriend got me my first squishmallow, Brina, for Valentine's Day this year, and that started my collection. My squishmallows bring me comfort and make me feel protected. They're also just so cute to look at. Absolutely, absolutely, they are so cute to look at, and they do bring a lot of comfort and that feeling of just like being secure and safe for a lot of people. So I'm so glad that they can bring that for you. Thank you so much for sharing with us. This next collection comes from All Things Cozy and Cute, and while this Squishmallow collection is very aesthetically pleasing and nice and satisfying, they also have a really cute Squishmallow backstory, as I like to call it, so we'll get into that as well. But they have the most amazing neutral collection. I think this is so sweet on this really cute piece of furniture. I see lots of horses, cows, I even see a little skunk, I see a Sophie, there's like a little woolly mammoth, little foxes, dogs, lions, bears, raccoons, even a Bigfoot. I see a Bigfoot in the back there. I love this collection, and I see some clips hanging on the side as well, so you've also got some clips. But of course, you know that I love when they have some greenery and extra little things to pizzazz and spice up the little collection area. So I love the leaves on the top of like the little rose garden. I think that's so precious. So they say I started collecting when I saw Paisley the pumpkin spice mug. I got some other cuties for my granddaughter, and then I found you on YouTube, saw your videos, and wanted them all for myself. I just started posting pictures of my favorites on Instagram. I'm 62, have 5 kids, 10 grandchildren, and I love playing my 3 Animal Crossing islands, going squish hunting with my hubby, and collecting squishmallows. It keeps me young. I just absolutely love that, and it honestly does make me a little bit teary just thinking of the fact that squishmallows are really bringing us together here. Like, no matter our ages, no matter our backgrounds, like no matter our struggles, like a lot of us relate, and a lot of us are here, and you're here on this video because of squishmallows, and they just bring us together, and it's just really sweet and really cute. And I really appreciated this submission because I just thought it was a very wholesome submission. This next collection also comes from someone who didn't leave me a name, but if you are a book lover and a book collector, you're also going to appreciate this. They have the most fantastic, I'm going to assume, living room, but this bookshelf area with squishmallows on top is so cozy, and I would love to sit here and read and just like cuddle a squishmallow. All of the books being in rainbow order, hello, that is amazing. And then the squishmallows on top also being in rainbow order. I think you've unlocked the key to happiness and key to life, and it's this picture. They have so many cuties. I love all the mushrooms. I see lots of frogs. I see a few babs, even some bats. You have Adabelle the strawberry frog. I am gonna come rob you and take her. And lots of ducks. I see Lilibet and a bunch of aviaries. But I just absolutely loved this, and I thought it was really cool to have like both your hobbies kind of in the same area, the books and the squish. It's really cute. So they say there's a few more squish not pictured, but I got my first 2 in early 2019, then got very into them in 2021. I just love their texture and squishiness. They're perfect for cuddling. Avery is my favorite. I'm trying to slowly collect every version of him. They really are perfect for cuddling though. They truly are. I'd need to sit in that chair, cuddle the big Lilibet, grab a book, be there for like the whole day. I think that's perfect. I think it's great. This next collection comes from Nacho X, and I loved this collection and this photo for so many reasons. First of all, if you don't know this about me, I love Care Bears. I grew up on Care Bears. So when I saw their little shelf on top of their squish shelf with a bunch of Care Bears and a lot of like the older styles as well, I was like, okay, yes. So I absolutely love that, especially next to the pride flag. Just chef's kiss adds to it. And then our squishmallow shelf, super cute. I love this one. There's a lot of color going on here. We've got a lot of Squishville. You have that cute little yellow donkey that I regret not getting from Walgreens every time I saw him, and I just thought this was a very nice cute little collection area, including the squishmallows and the Care Bears. So nice, so pretty. And they say I wasn't in the squish game for a while. I didn't start collecting until I saw the giant Valentine's Day Bigfoot on eBay, and I fell in love. I collect mainly Bigfoots and any that I call my must-haves, like the new clowns from the Blacklight Squad, Janet's, and ones that just speak to me. LOL, Bigfoots forever. Yes. I hope you continue on your Care Bear collection journey as well, because I need to get some more Care Bears in my life personally. Okay, I just realized I was slightly out of focus. Like, probably that whole time, so sorry about that. But we're going to continue on to the next collection, which is from Nelly Grand Inc. And this collection is probably the most aesthetic thing I've ever seen in my life. Like the most aesthetic desk setup, most aesthetic photo I've ever seen. We've got the little shelves with squishmallows. Perfect arrangement of squish. We've got Archie, we've got a little Rainbow Wendy, we've got Bigfoots, Bugs, Octos, Unicorns, and a little Junie clip. I see you, Junie clip. We also have some cute little 5-inch Sanrio on the bottom. I have been looking for that Pom Pom Purin. I'm gonna steal him from you. But aside from the squish, what a cute desk setup. Oh my goodness. I love the colors of everything. So cute. And on top of it all, you've got some really cute Sanrio stuff in the back. I love that. And they say, you made me do this. I've always loved cutesy things and plushies. When I started watching your videos and you got me into Squishmallows, I got so invested. Sadly, where I live in a small town in Sweden, there are almost no Squishmallows. I've gotten a few cute ones over the years. My sister lives in the UK, so every time I visit her, I bring back some squish from Claire's. I'm so glad they were able to get at least some Squishmallows. I hope that eventually you get some more stores around you that carry them, but honestly, like, I feel like you're doing so good regardless. Like, this is so cute and lovely. I just love it so much, so thank you so much for sharing with us. This next collection also comes from someone who didn't leave me a name, but this cracked me up when I saw it because they have their Squishmallows hanging from little strings on a rod, and it's smart. It's so smart, but it's so funny too, them just like hanging there chilling, just being like, yeah, I'm here hanging from a string, what about it? I just thought it was so funny and such a creative and unique way to display your Squishmallows. Like, I literally would have never thought to do that. And they also managed to wedge some Squishmallows up at the top between the rod and the roof of whatever furniture piece this is. And of course, they've got some really big squish on the top of the piece of furniture. So, and we've got cute clips like Joelle and Junie, and we've got some octopi and a little stingray. I see a Tally and Avery, lots of cuties here, so I just thought this was very unique. And they say I started collecting in 2020. I think my first squish was Hans, and me and my brother named Hans Turkey. I know it's kind of random, but Hans is my fave for that reason. That's really sweet and really cute. I love it. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed a part 2 of looking at your collections. I again had such a blast. Thank you so much for submitting these and for sharing with all of us your Squishmallow journeys, your Squishmallow photos, and all of that jazz. Again, if you liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you like Squishmallow content and you want more from me, I have more in a playlist that will be somewhere on my channel. I have a Squishmallow playlist, and also don't forget I do have the Switch Lite case available for a limited time in the merch stores, so check it out. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.